We'll have the questions at the end of the panel discussion, which follows from the two presentations that will be made. In fact, it's on the emerging real estate opportunity with regards to smart city, the smart city project in Mauritius. We have in our midst, the first presentation, in fact, will be made by Mr. Sachin Moabir, who is the head at the EDB, Economic Development Board of Mauritius, the successor to the BOI, Board of Investment. He's the head of Real Estate and Hospitality Investment Office at the EDB. So he will make his presentation first, followed by the free smart city developers, representatives from the free smart city developers in Mauritius. You have Olivier Devaux de Marini, Development Manager, Unicity Medine Property, Samuel de Gézy, Director Mocha Smart City, and then Joël Couve de Merville, Senior Manager at Beauplan Smart City. So the presentation will focus on the underlying concept of the smart cities in Mauritius, which is the work, live, and play. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I will pass on directly to Mr. Sachin Moabir. And afterwards, the people from the second session, the second presentation, will come forward to make their presentation. So please, good attention, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. So Mr. Sachin Moabir from the EDB, Economic Development Board of Mauritius.
Thank you, Shamim. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So I'm pleased to join you this afternoon for this panel discussion on the smart cities initiatives in Mauritius. Before going into the detailed presentation, So before going into the detailed presentation, I want to say that the smart city initiatives in Mauritius has 5 main elements. And these are, firstly, the smart cities are planned development under a coherent master plan. So any smart city, it's based on a master plan, which is based on the new urbanism principle. The second element, it's a good land use management. Mauritius being a small country, it's very important for us to have good land use management to ensure that we are able to integrate the different uses together. The third element, it's the combination of the work, live, and play concept. And here, what we want is to reduce car dependency in Mauritius, and most important of all, it's to ensure also that people live where they work, where they live, they have all the services, the restaurants, the service, supermarkets, and all facilities. The fourth element is having the smart technologies. We want the smart cities to be serviced with innovative technologies, artificial intelligence, blockchain technologies, so that these cities at the end of the day are able to enhance the quality of the life of the people where they live. And the fifth element, these smart cities are true hubs where they're able to attract businesses. The smart cities, they provide a serviced area with electricity, with water, waste management services. So it's very important for the smart cities to be able to attract industries, businesses in ICT, startups, shopping malls, schools, high-tech parks. So I think this is very important for the smart cities. And the Economic Development Board, I'm from the Economic Development Board. The Economic Development Board, which has taken up from the Board of Investment, its main role is to attract investment into Mauritius, to promote export of goods, to promote the financial services sector in the country. Secondly, we facilitate investors. When investors come into the country, what we need to do is to ensure that the investors have all the elements. We counsel the investors, we provide the information, and help to ensure that they get all the permits and licenses in time. Most important of all, what we do is policy advocacy. The Smart City Scheme, when it was introduced together with Mr. Xu, who is here, it was about policy advocacy, coming up with a scheme that will be able to put in place all the ingredients, a package of fiscal incentives for investors to come and invest. And the last function that we do is to brand Mauritius as a safe and secure platform to do business. So Mauritius, most important of all, why invest from the two presentation, it's about putting into place a conducive business environment. Mauritius, from the past 2 to 3 years, our strategy has been to ensure that we remove all the bottlenecks. We provide investors with facilities to start businesses in 2 hours, to set up a company. Secondly, we want to ensure that we are able to provide a robust infrastructure landscape and competitive sectoral advantages in all sectors. Just to tell you, in the 1970s, when Mauritius got its independence, our GDP per capita was only 320 USD. Today, our GDP per capita is 10,000 USD. And the reason behind this is we have been able to diversify the economy from a monocrop to a diversified economy based on more than 10 economic sectors. So this diversification process started in the 1970s to diversify into tourism, textile, into financial services, freeport. Today we are talking about knowledge, the education sector, about artificial intelligence, try to use financial technologies. So everything is about ensuring that we provide the right ecosystem for companies to move. So the population of Mauritius, 1.3 million, official language English, the landmass 2,000. I think it's going too fast, this one. Yeah, an issue with the presentation. Yeah. Yeah, but it's going too fast. So, Mauritius at a glance, so it's a small country, as I said, 2,000 square kilometers. So it's very important for us to manage our asset. So as I said, we started from a monocrop economy from 400 USD to 10,000 USD. So it's all based on a GDP per capita. It's all based on ensuring that to achieve such a GDP per capita, we have a diversified economy. The Mauritius advantages. We have a corporate tax of 15%, a low tax base. For export-oriented enterprises, the corporate tax is just 3%. So a company doing manufacturing in high-tech activities or corporate tax today is 3%, but the first 8 years, there's a tax holiday. Secondly, we have no capital gains tax. So whatever profit you make, when you sell your shares or you buy an asset, you sell your asset, there is no capital gains tax on the profit realized. Thirdly, there's a foreign tax credit on global business companies. Most important of all, when you are doing real estate, there is no inheritance tax in Mauritius and no property tax, except when you buy property, there is a tax of 5% at registration duty. There is rule of law, stability in terms of policy. Whatever policies are put into place, these are legislated, and this ensures that we have political stability. When you set up a company, there is no requirement to have a minimum capital. So you can incorporate a company with 100% foreign ownership. There is no exchange control. You can incorporate a company in 2 working hours using online system. When we talk about the political stability and the rule of law for the property business, what's very important is we based ourselves on the Mauritian Civil Code, which itself has been inspired from the French Code Napoleon. And this Civil Code ensures that all deeds of sale are notarized. We have all the system in place. If you're selling a property of plan, you have all the different systems put into place. And these systems, they are for the past 50 years, and they have helped the country a lot. We have a reliable and expanding logistic platform, the freeport sector, where you have corporate tax holiday. A well-maintained road network, very important. Government today is spending massively in upgrading the infrastructure, in putting in place the light railway system. The port is being further upgraded. The airport is continuously being expanded with the connectivity to major cities. We are bilingual, speaking both English and French, qualified multi-skilled workforce, a time zone which is itself very attractive to many businesses. The international accolades, in terms of global cybersecurity index, Mauritius is 6th globally among 193 member states of the International Telecommunication Union. In terms of global competitiveness index, Mauritius is 45th among 137 countries, World Bank doing business 25th. So our strategy mainly on the doing business is to ensure that Mauritius is an open economy where we are able to attract people, foreign talent, know-how, and people who will be able to contribute to the strategy of economy, which is to move the economy to a high-income country. And all these are based on simple, transparent, and rule-based approach. In terms of the Mo Ibrahim Index, Mauritius is first in Africa. Index of Economic Freedom, 21st among 180 countries. Global Information Technology Report, 49 among 199 countries. Economic freedom, Mauritius also features very well. Mauritius for Africa. Africa is very important for Mauritius. We have been saying that's why government initiative is to ensure that we sign the maximum number of DTAs and IPPAs with countries, African countries. We have 23 IPPAs in investment promotion and protection agreements, 21 DTAs signed with African countries. We are member of the COMESA, member of the SADC, and for our Africa strategy, what we've done at the level of the Economic Development Board is we have put into place the Africa Center of Excellence, which provide information to investors who want to go and invest into Africa, not only to seek investment, but also try to bring the Mauritian private sector to invest abroad. When we talk about investment into Africa, it's very important to know that Mauritius is an ideal platform for outbound investment, for fundraising into Africa. And what we say is Mauritius is a well-regulated, secure, and credible platform for the international financial center. The Smart City. The Smart City scheme, when it was introduced, one of the main criteria, it was based on the lived, worked, and play concept. And we have different smart city projects. We have in all 10 smart city projects, and each smart city project that we have is based on a particular theme. And the theme of the smart cities have well been calculated just to ensure that every project and the projects don't compete with each other. And the promoters today, free promoters, will be presenting their smart city project. So the vision for the smart city is to make the whole island of Mauritius a smart island based on the concept of the work, live, and play, and also to ensure that we have a smart society, a smart governance, a smart energy, mobility, sustainability. And government has provided a package of incentives to the smart cities. And this package of incentives is to ensure that we're able to attract different forms of companies in terms of energy, waste management, water supply, leisure, real estate, because we see the smart cities are not just being real estate projects, but projects that can attract office spaces, regional headquarters, multinationals companies, companies doing ICT and BPU, artificial intelligence, blockchain, financial technologies, sports centers, transport, ICT solution, knowledge, infrastructure, universities, malls. So a smart city is beyond the real estate. The package of incentives that are provided to smart city companies, we have both fiscal and non-fiscal incentives. First of all, the income tax. There's income tax holiday provided to smart city companies and also to developers coming to invest in a smart city. In a smart city, you have the landowner. The landowner is a smart city company, and this smart city company is provided tax holiday for a period of 8 years, and those companies also coming to develop in a smart city on profit derived from rental income or from sale of asset, they are provided 8-year tax holiday. When they buy land, there is low land transfer tax. On construction and equipment and machinery, on import, there's no custom duty, no value-added tax on goods. There's also no more settlement tax. And in terms of the non-fiscal incentive, it's about the residency that is provided to companies doing smart cities. Very attractive, it's the residence permit. Any investment above 500,000 USD, there's a residence permit provided for life to the investor. Those investing above 500,000 USD, the incentive provided is a permanent residence permit to the whole family. Investors investing and doing business in the smart city, they are provided with work permit or an occupation permit, which is a combination of the residence permit and the work permit. Retirees coming in a smart city, also they are provided with residence permit for a period of 3 years and then for 10 years. And this residence permit for retirees, they just have to transfer 2,500 USD per month, and they are provided with a residence permit. What's also attractive is the citizenship element. So in a smart city, an investor investing above 5 million USD, after 2 years of activity in Mauritius, they are eligible to apply for Mauritius citizenship. And a new notion that was introduced is life rights. And what's life rights? Life rights is about those companies doing retirement homes. Instead of outright selling the asset, they will be able to sell the right to that individual to live in a retirement home. So this is a bit about the smart city. I now invite Olivier for his presentation on the Unicity project, and later we'll be able to answer your questions. Thank you.